It's seasonal. I think sometimes it's really busy and sometimes it's not as busy, so it's not as hard. Take for instance, when you're in like the designing of a new collection phase, that can be quite time consuming. You're working with people who are in China and other parts of the world, so you're having to manage different time zones and stuff. But yeah, I guess careers and callings for me. I definitely feel like I'm called to the education industry as much as I enjoy doing stuff in fashion as well, and music. Like music is definitely another one of my callings. I just love it. It does get difficult, but I guess you realise that you're doing both of them for different reasons. And I think for the person who had the question about wanting to get into teaching but has an online presence, it would probably be a difficult balance. But let me tell you now that these kids are geniuses at the internet.
They'll find you.
They'll find you before you even know it.
That's part of my journey as well. I ran Outstanding and Improving Teachers program within the local authority, and because she had kind of heard of me through that, like literally from the moment I stepped in the school, she was always championing me and always saying to the senior leadership, you know, Judith is outstanding, da 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 da. Like she'd never even seen me teach, but she would just always like really champion me. And yeah, so I think I've just been really blessed by having like other people like really champion me, that other females give opportunity. So
I think that's something really key there though. Like you said, it's women that were champion. Like I think Natalie's saying it over there. So there's something about when we're in the space, you know, we're really amplifying one another.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Early June for the Black curriculum was like super transformative. Yeah, the death of George Floyd happened, and Lavinia felt that we needed to put a message out, which we did on Instagram, and I sent it to a couple of big actors and influencers, and that just kept getting reposted, and suddenly we had gone from about 1,000 followers to 10k in a matter of hours. It was really sad circumstances that it took something like that for people to take notice. Most importantly, we've been able to reach more students and reach more teachers and be able to help them. There's no other better way to solve racial ignorance than through education. That doesn't even have to be teaching about it. It could just be young people seeing a Black child in a book as well as a white child, or teaching books about Black children. And it's really important that we have representation.
I think that decolonizing the curriculum really is, like I said before, I think it's about a full narrative, a full, comprehensive, robust narrative. Who's always thinking, whose lens is this for, and whose lens is this through? Because of the way, and I'll just speak about English literature because it does apply to other subjects, but I can only really speak about English, because of the way that literature is perceived in this country, and the writers of the canon, which have predominantly been white, middle-aged white men for a very long time. So the canon is like the writers that we hold in the highest esteem. It means that oftentimes other voices are silenced or not seen as important. One of my aims is actually for students to recognise that writers that look like them are of worth, irrespective of how they look, if that makes sense. So if you're a white European, Eastern European student in my class, and at home you speak Polish, I'd quite like for you to be able to experience poetry by a Polish writer, and for you to be able to, for you to have the opportunity to engage with that, because I don't know if that's happening at home.